Hey gang, where my Zen Heads at? You're listening to the Zen Large Show, where I give you tips and tricks to help you to live the Zen life. I'm Zen. Welcome. Today I'm going to talk to you about using fasting as a travel hack. So before I get into that, a little update on my fast. This is currently day 5 without any food. So I'm about a little short of 5 days. It's 7 o'clock tonight. I will be at the 5-day mark. So quick math here. I'm definitely over 100 hours at this point. So 3.5 hours away from being 5 days without food. So closer to 5 days without food than I am 4. So it's been just, round up, I'm at 5. It's been going great. Actually, this has been the best fast, the easiest fast I've ever had in my life. So every year I fast for 7 days for cancer prevention. I talk about that in some of the other Zen Large shows. This one, it's been easy, no hunger pains. There'll be moments of high energy and moments of low energy, which happens on all the fasts, but physically it's been fine. Mentally, in the past, the big struggle with fasting was really more of a mental one, where I would find myself thinking about food all the time, obsessing about food and wanting food, right? Even though I wasn't hungry, I would be thinking about food. I'm not even wanting food this time. It's kind of crazy. So it's just been super easy, going super well. 7 days is not going to be a problem. Knock on wood. I don't see any issues that are going to cause it to be a problem. So all's going well. So now, fasting as a travel hack. So when you travel, I'm talking you're driving down the road or even in a plane, on a train sometimes. I don't have a lot of experience with trains, so maybe it's different that way, but definitely with cars and planes, eating can be inconvenient. It can be low quality, like the food can be low quality, and it's overpriced, right? So let's take when you're on a plane and you're having to eat in an airport at like a layover, or you have to, it just makes sense for based on the time of the flight if you eat at the airport. So I'll give you a recent example. I was flying, this wasn't even a layover, but just in order to check in our car and get through security and be there in time for the flight, me and my wife and daughter, we had to be at the airport at about 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. And this was in the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport, small little airport. And we weren't going to get off the plane. We're walking into the airport at 3 p.m. We weren't going to get off the plane until like 9 o'clock at night. So the best time to eat dinner would be just, let's get in the airport. We've got some time to kill while we're here. We'll eat there. We'll pick something up, rather than, I don't even know if you can get food through security. I know you can't take liquid through. I've not really tried to take food through security. Maybe you could pick up food somewhere else and try to take it through security. But it's just certainly easier, more convenient to not do that. Just go pick up something at the airport. So we get in there. The only options were a sub sandwiches, Dunkin' Donuts, and like one of those stores that has like magazines and bottles of water and like candy bars. And I guess like the healthy options would be protein bars and trail mix. So basically you're looking at protein bars and trail mix or junk food, Dunkin' Donuts or a sub shop, which I'm on, the paleo diet, so I don't really eat grains. So none of those are good options. None of those are good options, right? It's all crap food. And it's overpriced because you're eating at an airport. So, I mean, some airports have more options and have even some healthy ones, but still overpriced. In an airport, it's always overpriced, right? And sometimes inconvenient. So the example is, this happens fairly regularly because I travel a lot. Me and my family, we travel a lot. We'll have, we'll be spending like the whole day in the airport because we're going to Europe or somewhere like that, right? And flying to Hawaii. So you're spending the whole day either on a plane or in the airport. You get to a connecting flight. You get to a layover, and your layover is super short. You've got maybe 45 minutes from the time you get off the plane to the time you're supposed to get to the time your next plane takes off. 45 minutes, an hour. Well, they start boarding a half hour early, so you really have like a half hour. And meanwhile, you've got to walk across the airport, get in a shuttle or get in a train, take the train to another section of the airport, get off, walk to your gate, and then you're supposed to get food. You've got like 10 minutes to get food. And there's been plenty of times when it's like, okay, like we've got 10 minutes to get food, and if we miss this opportunity, there's no food for hours on end, right? And if you're not somebody that's used to fasting like me, that's like panic mode. Like, I see my wife and daughter who don't fast are like, oh my God, what the hell are we gonna do? We gotta get food, 10 food, blah, 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 and they're like going crazy, right? Because it's like, we got 10 minutes run, mad rush. There's a line at McDonald's, can't go there, and I'll just go to this little shop over here that's got salad in a bowl, a plastic bowl with saran, a plastic covering. It's prepackaged. You get a prepackaged sandwich, and it's just terribly inconvenient. And all that stuff is not great anyways. Usually those like prepackaged salads and prepackaged sandwiches don't even taste good, and are just not good, right? They don't taste good. They're probably not very healthy. That's like the salads will have like just iceberg lettuce in them and maybe some like shredded carrot and some cheese or something. It's overpriced. So inconvenient, overpriced, and not healthy. And the same thing when you're driving too. A lot of times you're driving, you just want to get to wherever it is you're going, and you don't want to spend a lot of time at a sit-down restaurant. Fast food is complete crap, and that even takes time to stop for fast food. Certainly, you're gonna get there faster if you don't stop for fast food. But but there the food's complete shit. So, but if you stop at a sit-down restaurant, then you're really looking at adding on some time to your trip. So if you've got a lot of miles to cover, that's not very attractive. So it's not convenient there either. And the solution that I offer is just fast when you travel. So I've done this before. It makes for eliminates all those things. And it's, if you're a veteran faster like me, if you're fat adapted, it's not a big deal to fast. And it's just, to me, it's a great travel hack. Save you some money, save you some stress of having to try to find food when it's not readily available, and it's healthy. It's good for your body to have fast periodically. We didn't evolve with food readily available, right? The human race has been around for roughly 150,000 years, give or take. And before that, whatever our ancestors were before that weren't that much different than us. And for the vast majority of that 150,000 years, there wasn't a refrigerator, right? There wasn't even before the dawn of agriculture. So like, let's say you go back just a couple thousand years to hunter-gatherer days. At that point, you're in hunter-gatherer times. You're not in the state where people have herds of animals, where they've got fields of grain or whatever. They're just hunting and gathering. And if you have a bad hunt this week, if you're not able to find food or whatever, it wasn't that uncommon to go a few days without food in these hunter-gatherer societies. And that's what our bodies evolved with. They're used to states of there being of a fasting period, and that sends your body into cleanup mode to get rid of the junk. And if you're just eating food all the time, it never goes into cleanup mode. So I talked about that, and I think the first episode I did on fasting a few weeks ago, how fasting is like the ultimate cleanse, because it gets your body to do autophagy, which is way better than any other kind of cleanse, like a juice cleanse or these products you can buy for cleansing. So all right, enough about that. I think that's all I've got. This might be the last time you hear from me until I do my final show on the 7th day when I break my fast. I plan to break my fast on the air, have some food. And I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about fasting. I might get an interview between here and then. I'm talking to somebody about maybe doing an interview and get their perspective on fasting. One of the benefit that people talk about is as this, spiritual gains for fasting, where some people experience like a profound spiritual event. It's a profound spiritual experience for them to fast. I'm not really going to talk about that because I personally don't get that when I fast. So I don't see it. I don't have firsthand experience for that. About the closest I can give you for that is, I talked about how fasting is a productivity hack, and you get a lot of extra time when you don't have to spend all this time preparing and eating, cleaning up, and all this food. So you have a couple extra hours in your day. I could use that extra time to meditate, which I will do from time to time. So, and that is more of a spiritual experience, but it's not the fasting itself. It's just that I just happen to have extra time that I could use to meditate because I wasn't eating. Which is not what they're talking about when they talk about fasting as a spiritual experience. So, all right, I'm gonna let you all go. Zen Large Nation, do me a favor, share this, talk to your friends and family and say, hey, check out this Zen Large show, this guy Zen Large. That's a great word of mouth is a great way to spread the show. Help me to grow the show. Like it is the only way that I can meet my goals of helping as many people as possible is with your help. So I appreciate it. All right, take care.